How much should we spend on an e-bike in 2021? There's no denying that e-bikes are getting really expensive. 8, 10, 12, 14, and even 16,000 euros. So today we're going to look at how much you should spend to get that happiness, the performance, and everything you need out of an e-bike in 2021. Riders, welcome back to Sam's Bikes, where you know we only talk e-bikes, and today we're looking at how much do you really need to spend on your e-bike in 2021. But before we get into that, a massive shout out to Shorby for helping keep the lights on at Sam's Bikes. And riders, if you want to support Sam's Bikes, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button on this video, make a comment, share it with friends. It really is appreciated. And riders, you know we love giving stuff away. So on the 16th of May, we are giving away Melon sunglasses, a pair of Ride concept shoes, a limited edition specialized hat with a whole bunch of stickers. It's super easy to enter, riders. All you need to do is look for the long-term review of the Melon sunglasses, comment on that video, who's your favorite Melon rider, and to win the Ride concepts, all you need to do is head back on the videos to the e-talk with Marshall Mullen and the new Levo. Comment in that video which is your favorite pair of Ride concept shoes. It's super easy to enter, and anyone that enters the Ride concept or the Melons instantly goes in for both, and I will be drawing 3 winners on the 16th of May in my weekly Sunday video. Now onto the feature. How much do you really need to spend on an e-bike in 2021? It really depends on what you want to do with these bikes. So I'm going to start out from the least expensive up until the most expensive. And we're going to talk about performance. Is it up to what you want? Price, is it something that you can stomach? And also your overall happiness. I'm a big fan of Mr. Money Mustache. If you don't know who he is, I'll link a podcast with Tim Ferriss. But the gist of the podcast is when we purchase big things like a bike or a car, is this purchase really going to make us happy? And at what point is the purchase going to make us happy? So let's go. The cheapest e-bike you can buy is a conversion of an existing mountain bike. And you can buy one of these conversion kits for like 200 or 300 euros. You will see them out on the road, all the Deliveroo, all the Uber Eats, they've all got them. And it basically just turns a traditional mountain bike into an e-bike. Or you can go and buy a ready-made hardtail e-mountain bike from Decathlon for around 1,000 to 1,500 euros. Both of these bikes are going to be rear hub drives. So that means the motor is in the rear wheel. They're going to handle very badly. They're not going to go downhill. They're not going to be able to be extremely ridden. So function, for me, this bike's not going to function very well because I can't go downhill. I can't do enduro. For someone that wants to just get an entry-level bike and do some very tame single trails and get out in nature, this is going to work absolutely fine. Price, it's a very acceptable price point. And happiness, for me, it's not gonna really let me do what I want, so I won't be that happy. And then we go on to mid-drive hardtails. Generally, they start at around 2,500 euros up to 3,500 euros. And you can get these hardtails with Bosch, Bros, or Shimano motors, which gives you a very natural feeling. I actually did a long-term test on the Max Power from Commensal about 6-9 months ago. It's a fantastic bike, super fun, super capable, but you're gonna have to slow things down when you get single tracks. It's not as comfortable to ride as a full suspended e-bike. So function, for me, it's gonna be a little bit depressing because all my friends are gonna have to wait for me. I'm gonna have to go slower down those downhills, and it's gonna be harder on my arms and legs. For someone that wants to do a little bit of trail, soft enduro riding, it's not worried about slowing things down on those downhills, it's a perfect option for someone that wants to test the water with an e-bike. Price, it's an acceptable price point. And happiness, for me, it's probably not gonna make me that happy because my friends are gonna have to wait for me. It's gonna be a little bit less uncomfortable for me to ride, but at the same time, it will get the job done. And then we go on to the entry-level full suspended electric mountain bikes, starting at around 4,500 going up to about 6,000. And for me, I think this is the sweet spot for for the majority of the riders out there. Function, if you're a fan of the channel, you know that I had the YT Decoy, the base model. And for me, straight out of the box, that bike functioned really well. So I'm gonna say function good, price good, and happiness. Yeah, it made me happier. I probably would have been happier with a few more upgrades, but we'll get onto that. Now let's look at the top spec electric mountain bikes. 8, 10, 12, 16,000 euros. So pretty expensive mountain bikes. They are amazing and they are pushing the barriers to what's possible on these bikes. You know, the world's a big place and we have different people buying different bikes, just like we have in the car market. And I know I keep going back to this, but I think e-bikes, the top spec e-bikes are a lot like supercars now. We have Ferraris, we have Porsches, and we also have like Subaru Imprezas. They all drive really well. They're just for different types of people. And let's talk about function. They're obviously going to function really, really well. They're the cream of the crop. They've got the best parts. So the function, 100%. Price, if you can afford it, no problem. If it was me, I'd probably have to sell some things or really have to want that bike to be able to afford to buy it. I live in Spain, I don't really earn a lot of money, and I'm blessed now to ride an S-Works Specialized. That's my first S-Works ever. It's not my bike, it's a loan bike from Specialized. And then let's talk about happiness. Probably that bike is gonna make me really happy, but then maybe I might get a little bit depressed that I spent too much money on that bike and I can't afford to go to places to ride it. I don't know, it really is case per case, and each rider knows what is gonna make them happy. But it's something to think about, you know, like a lot of us do spend a lot of money on these things, and how much do you have to spend to be happy? You know, like for me, I think the happy point for me is to buy a base model e-bike, whether it's a Trek, a Specialized, a Canyon, a YT, a Commensal, whatever it is, online or traditional bike shop. Buy that base one, and because I ride a lot and I do appreciate all the top parts, what I've done in the past and what I will continue doing is buying the base model spec, stripping everything off that bike, keeping it brand new. I will wrap the frame to protect it, and then I'll build out my custom bike with good brakes, good tires, good wheels, good cockpit, good dropper, everything I want. And then in 12 months, I will strip the bike again, rebuild the bike with its original parts, take that protective wrap off the frame, and pretty much I have a brand new bike there. And let's say I bought the base model Canyon Spectral, which I think is 4,500 euros. I would probably sell that in a year with brand new tires, wheels, brakes, everything was brand new, for maybe like 3,700, 3,800. I wouldn't lose a lot of money on that bike. And then I would take all my custom parts and do that again. So for me, function, I'm gonna get the best parts always every year. I'm gonna change the bike every year, which is important for me. Price, yeah, it's gonna be a bigger initial cost for me, but it's gonna be easier for me to stomach because the ongoing cost for me will be lower, and it is my passion. And for me, I think this would make me the happiest because I'm getting updated geometry each year, new bike, new battery, new motor, all my original parts going over, and I won't be losing that much money each year to update my bike. Anyway, riders, that's what I would do, and that's what makes me happy. So probably I need to spend around 8,000 euros initially, and then another 1,000 euros each year to buy that new bike. And I think that's gonna make me the happiest, and it's gonna be the most cost effective. But you know, each to their own, and every case is different. But a rule of thumb would be, if you're a beginner or an amateur rider, I would say the entry-level electric mountain bike starting at around 4,500 is gonna get the job done for you. If you're a really keen rider and you need the top suspension, then obviously go for that top of the line e-bike, or do what I said and build out your own. Riders, that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions on e-bikes, the SL, the Commensal, hit me up. I'm really happy to answer anything and help you out. And riders, don't forget to enter the competition, super easy. And we'll be drawing the winner on the 16th of May, so make sure you enter that. And riders, if you haven't subscribed to Sam's Bike, please do so. Share it with like-minded people. It really does mean a lot. And stay safe out there, and I'm gonna see you next week.